What the Wrestling, the podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host.
Oh, you already know what time it is. Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Monday Night Raw. The Netflix era is officially upon us. And what an era it is going to be. Now, this show was not without some bull crap, but all in all, good stuff. And we are going to talk about it and break it all down now. But before we get into all that, you already know. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling, the show that brings you all things wrestling. Man, listen, we had ourselves a good old-fashioned show last night. Netflix era came across great. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to deep dive into all of that. We're going to talk all our junk. But before we do, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, What the Wrestling. All right? You already know. So, updates to the show. We are going to be going live tomorrow after Dynamite. We are going live straight after AEW Dynamite on Max. Hopefully they put forth a good show after this show, because this show was a good show. So that is going to be happening. We're not going live on Thursday, but Friday. We're not going to go live on Thursday or Friday, barring some special news. We're going to save it for Saturday, and Saturday there will be the Collision and SmackDown recaps as always. I'm thinking about talking about Wrestle Kingdom, meaning that I saw it, and it was absolutely fantastic. So there might be a Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty review in my future. I think I am going to talk about it because Wrestle Kingdom was fantastic. It was fantastic. It didn't feel, the main event didn't feel crazy, but it is what it is. It was still Wrestle Kingdom. The next night was still good, and Konosuke Takeshita and the Kalina is back, and I am happy about that. So Don DeMarco, first of all, Kenny Omega, but we'll get into that. We'll get into, oh, my sound bites are not even playing. See, I got to get my sound bites right. See, it's all good. But Kenny Omega Good stuff here. Let's go get this real quick. All right, we're gonna do that. Shout out to my wife. All right, cool. So, like I said, Kenny Omega, Don DeMarco. It's over 9,000. That brother put forth a hell of an effort. Hasn't missed a beat. Shout out to him. So, let's talk about this show. Monday Night Raw review. Let's talk about it. First things first, packed house, what they had in there, 21,000, 20,000, something like that. Reminded me of the arenas they used to have back in the day. The set was dope. The building kind of has people behind the entrance ramp. So that's kind of cool in itself, because when people come out, then there's people behind them, and then they walk to the ring. That was kind of cool. It gave me a big fight feel. The whole show just felt big. Netflix held it down. No streaming issues. None of that bull crap. So we didn't have to worry about no streaming issues and none of that. Everything played good. Everything played smooth like it was supposed to play. So I'm not mad at that. I think they had plenty of time to get that right. So I think that's going to be A-okay in the future. And I foresee them having no issues in regards to the streaming and things slowing down like they did with Mike Tyson. That was a good test run. I think now the real thing is here, and I think they're good to go. So there's that. Next, after that, let's talk about the matches. We had 3 hours of TV. We only had like 4 matches. I know the PLEs are like 3.5 hours, 3 hours, but the matches are like 20 minutes. They each get a chance to breathe. This was, I think we could have did with one more match, and they switched up some things at the end. So I think we could have did. We could have used one more match here. But that was that. Now, let's talk about the start of the show. We had Triple H starting off the show, basically being Triple H. Are you ready? Thank you to Netflix. Thank you to everybody in the crowd. We are simulcasting. We are simultaneously streaming around the world at the same time. That's a big deal. I am interested to see how many people actually tuned in to this first show. I hope it did extremely well. It had a big fight. It just felt like a big deal. It was presented as a big deal, and I like the fact that they did that. They need to keep that up for all of these next Netflix shows moving forward. First and foremost, love that. So Triple H comes out. You already know. Triple H comes out. Got a good video package. The Rock comes out after that. The Rock basically. Now, here's what I didn't understand. So let's start here. There was really no story advancement on the show. They didn't advance a goddamn thing. So they ended a lot of stories, and they're going to start some new ones. So this is supposed to be the beginning of the new era. So you got to clip some stuff and you got to start some new stuff. But my thing is, what The Rock came out, he was talking to Cody. He acknowledged, he gave a hug to the Netflix executives in the front. Cool. He was talking to Cody. Cool. He brought up Roman Reigns. Cool. Brought up his lineage and all that. Cool. He thanked Cody Rhodes for carrying WWE on his back, and shouted out Solo. But my thing is, didn't he just talk junk to Cody and tell Cody, you and you, him, Jay, and who else? Sammy, Jay, not Sammy, Cody, Jay, and Jimmy. Didn't he say you, and went like that? Didn't he just say, Mama Rhodes, you're gonna understand, Mama Rhodes, that you're a son. Look at you now. What happened to that? what I thought we were going to get is I thought we were going to get The Rock, but instead we got Dwayne Johnson. We got Corporate Rock. Now, he came out to his final boss theme song, which was great. We got the heel Rock, but we didn't get the heel Rock. That's about the only thing that I kind of wasn't feeling. I was like, damn, I thought he was going to come, beat the hell out of Roman, beat him up, kick his ass, even if he won or even if he beat Solo, got the Ulafala. I thought he was going to get his ass kicked, and then I was going to kick off Roman and Rock WrestleMania, but I guess he's not doing Mania, because if he was doing Mania, why would he be buddy-buddy with Roman? Why would he be buddy-buddy with Cody? Now, The Rock and Cody, that match is going to happen. It should happen. Probably ain't happening this year because it doesn't look like it. But I don't know what the hell happened. Listen, you could have gave the fans the rah-rah speech, and then when the show started, you could have turned into that asshole. Like, if you're going to do something big and you're going to have The Rock do anything, this is the show to do it. You had all of these fans that you're trying to get, and WWE really focused on trying to get the new fans, trying to get the old fans to become new fans again, trying to get the fans, not the fans like me who watch every week. They tried to get the fans that haven't watched in 5 to 10 years. They tried to say, hey, look what we got over here in our toy box. Come on over here. Come look at what we got. I know you haven't seen us since the Attitude Era, but come on back. They tried to get those fans. The problem was that, what the hell about everybody else? Where was the hook? If I'm a new fan, right? This is 09. This is 2010. Rayshawn, right? What are you doing to tell me to come watch next week? What on this show made me want to come back next week to see what's going to happen? You know what would have made me want to come back to see what was going to happen? If The Rock took Roman Reigns, put the Ulafala over him, put the one up, and then hit him with the rock bottom. Bang! What's going to happen next week? Now listen, The Rock is a very busy man. He's got a lot of things going on. He's the man in Hollywood. He's the man on the board, TKO. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff. The Rock is busy, so he may not want to. Obviously, he's not going to be there every week, but he may not be in a place that he can have this match, train for it, promote it properly, have WrestleMania. I mean, it doesn't need The Rock. It'll be great to see him in Roman, but it doesn't need The Rock. So it is what it is, but it just would have been great to see, but we didn't get it, and I was upset. I ain't gonna lie. I was tight.
You stupid.
I was mad. I was like, damn. I was like, you better rock bottom his ass. And nope, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So that's the only thing that had me mind boggled with the beginning of this show, because he's like, hooray to everybody. He's like, hey, everything's all good. And then next thing you know, nothing. So I don't know. So after that, we had Roman versus Solo Tribal Combat. After a slow start, like a New Japan Tokyo Dome show, Tokyo Dome main event, we had ourselves a slow start, and then things began to pick up. We had Solo and his crew were ready. After the referee got hit, we had another Samoan spike. Roman kicked out, but Jimmy and Sammy ran down for the save. Picked up Reigns for a spear, but Solo kicked out. After they got ran off by Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, Reigns appeared again, but Kevin Owens came out. He ran in, hit Reigns with a stunner, told Solo to get the pin, but then Cody came out and ran him off, hit a Cody cutter in his suit with the Cody cutter. Shout out to him. That was pretty cool. Cody went on the attack. He came. Owens and Solo were in the ring alone finally. Reigns hit a pair of spears and got the win. After the match, you seen The Rock in a close-up, right? And then you just see a Roman, and then you see The Rock slowly walking down the aisleway. He came, he presented Roman with the Ulafala. He shook his hand, he gave him a hug, and then he put up the one. He watched Roman and Mr. Wiseman put up the one, and then that was it. No rock bottom, no tease for anything else. So effectively, if this is not dead, then it's dead. Because why else would The Rock not attack him? It makes no sense. So this must be over and done with. I just want to see what happens next. But we've already had a couple of months of this. So we should have had something transpiring. So I don't know what's going on with The Rock. The Rock is the biggest question mark in this whole thing. If he comes back, everything else changes. Hopefully we get some story with him in Mania. If we don't, we don't. But, I mean, how long are we going to push it back? When The Rock is 62, and then he's going to come back and wrestle Roman? So, I mean, we can't push it back. If you're going to do it, then do it. If you're not going to do it, then don't tease it. So, let's see what happens. John Cena came out to kick off his farewell tour. Shout out to John Cena. I remember just thinking about that Cena's been rocking out for like 20-something years. 18 years, something like that. That's crazy. I remember John Cena back in the day. Master of Thugonomics. Love that guy. When he was rapping, thought that was cool back then. When he was the, all blue or yellow or orange trunks, orange boots, and then he just started rapping, and I was like, oh, Cena's cool, man. We like Cena. So, shout out to Cena. He deserves his flowers. He came out saying, listen, I know people want me to win my 17th championship, and I'm going to paraphrase all of this, but I know people want me to win my championship, but it ain't going to happen. I haven't won a match in about 2,000-something days, which is right and wrong, but he's like, you can't just, and I like the fact that he said this. He says, you can't just not win a match and then go fight for the title. The only way I could do it is win the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber. And then he said, wait. The crowd came alive and they were like, wait, I can enter the Royal Rumble. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. Is he going to win the Royal Rumble? Nope. I don't think so. He's stupid. But I think the chase, I don't even think he gets that 17th title. I don't think he gets it. But the chase is where it's at for John Cena. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing him in the Rumble. He'll come in late. He'll throw some people out. He'll be one of the final 2 or 3. And I don't think he'll win, but that's that. All right, excuse me. Still under the weather, but we're going to power through. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. They had themselves a smooth match. Good back and forth stuff. But at the end of the day, the finish was inevitable. Rhea Ripley, 2 Riptides, gets the win, and well-deserved. Glad to see her with the title back. So she counted it and hit the Riptide twice, got the win. Dominic tried to go on for a hug after, and he got kicked in the huevos. And then we had the Undertaker, American Badass Undertaker, come out, and he basically drove his motorcycle around the ring just to say he showed up. He put the arms up. Rhea Ripley put the arms up. It was a good visual, and he drove off and he left. So thanks for coming. Shout out to the Undertaker. He showed up. Good for him. Rhea Ripley is back on top, and she shouldn't have ever lost the title, but we are not going to say anything without saying something positive about Liv Morgan, who had a great title reign. They made chicken soup out of chicken shit, and bad circumstances, injuries happen, and they made the best of it. Liv Morgan was a damn good champion. Don Marco. Let's see what happens after that with Miss Liv Morgan. But definitely time for both of them to move on for sure. Now, we also had Jey Uso versus Dominic Mysterio. You hear me? Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. So we had Travis Scott We had Travis Scott basically hitting the blunt in the damn stadium. He tried to pass it to Jay, but Jay didn't hit the blunt because he was on the job. He was at work. Good job, Jay, for not smoking on the job. Good job. And he's over, Oos, it's just me, Oos. Day one. That's like one of the best entrances, like the best entrance that Jay Uso has had was in France, and it's not even close. Go back and watch that crazy ass France crowd. Go back and watch it and tell me that wasn't the best. Day one, it's just me, Uso. That was the best one. Now, where was I? All right, Jay Uso beats Drew McIntyre by rope. Drew McIntyre hit him with a claymore. He dropped dead. He went for him to get up. Went to the corner. He was lining them up real nice, but then he missed the claymore, got rolled up, and lost. So this is obviously going to keep going. He made his mistake, and now he's going to late in it. Then we had an appearance by Hulk Hogan, and if you want to know what that appearance with Hulk Hogan was like, this is what it was like. One more time. The people booed the hell out of Hulk Hogan. Let me tell you something, brother. No, they ain't want to hear none of that. Listen, say what you want about Hulk Hogan, but wrestling would not be as big as it is without Hulk Hogan. We know this. But Hulk Hogan has been a piece of crap. And the fans have let him know they do not want him. He got himself booed. He got the beer he was promoting booed. He got Netflix booed. He got everybody booed because anything he mentioned, nobody gave a shit. They just wanted to boo him. You cannot be a piece of crap and then expect the fans to like you. So WWE might need to reevaluate how they use the Hulkster in the future. That's all I'll say about that. Moving right along. Main event, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, they worked really hard. They had a good match. They worked really hard. I do think there was, first of all, CM Punk looked exhausted. Seth Rollins had a nice little a nice little cookie right here. I guess one of those go to sleeps at the end hit a little bit too hard. But somebody pointed this out, I saw on X. It was the same exact finish that he had with John Moxley. So, he's going to beat all the Shield members the same way, I guess. I don't know. I ain't mad at it. It's wrestling. It is what it is. But the end came where he hit a Falcon Arrow off the top. On Superplex off the top. He was going for the Falcon Arrow. But instead, CM Punk picked him up for the go to sleep. Then CM Punk fell. And then he was half dead. He fell on top of Punk. And then after that, he got hit with another GTS. Right square on the cheek, started bleeding, and that was all she wrote. So, shout out to both of these brothers as I'm getting congested. But shout out to both of these brothers. Hard-hitting match. This is far from the end. This is the furthest thing from the end. Seth Rollins will be getting his win back in a major way. And I wouldn't be surprised if he costs Punk or if he costs Punk the title or if he costs Punk a victory somewhere like he did with Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins going to do with him, and Seth Rollins gets his win back, and that they have one more. Excuse me. Jesus. So that was basically all she wrote, and then this went off the air. And CM Punk did cut a promo that nobody heard, but he said, for everybody who thinks I'm a piece of crap, look at me now. You heard me? So that was it. That is the beginning of the Netflix era on Monday night. So we will see what happens next week. Roman Reigns will be back on the 27th to celebrate his tribal win. Hopefully we have The Rock come out and kick his ass or something. Hopefully we have something. We'll see what happens with Solo and the other bloodline. The bloodline story is probably going to keep going. There's other bloodline members. There's The Rock. We'll see what happens. Good show. I'm not going to sit here and say I wasn't excited for it. It felt big. It felt larger than life. It felt like a big deal. Now, the future is in the follow-up. Let's see how they follow it up. But with Triple H in charge, I have faith. And it felt like a premium live event. It really did. So, that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. I will catch y'all mañana right after AEW Dynamite. We are going live, baby. But for now, I'm out. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Enjoy the evening. Peace.